Hey, how you doing? Good evening, everyone. Hey, all right, we're into it. We are into Ben's camera show. I don't know why I said that. That wasn't the intro I planned on. I'm gonna just freewheel it. The intro, that is. How are you all doing? It's been a great couple of weeks for me. Very busy. Oh my goodness. It's been busy. Has it been 2 weeks since the last camera show? I think it has been. Well, first up, I've got to say, it's not going to be about projectors tonight. I know I told you all that I was going to do projectors tonight, but unfortunately, a couple of components did not arrive from the eBay. And I've put off the projector episode until I've got those components. Yes, you see, one of my projectors is in need of a bit of repair, and I would like to repair it and actually document the repairing of it for you lovely people, and thereby, I don't know, educate everyone. Remember, I'm only one Google search ahead of anyone, the rest of you. So yes, we're going to put off the projector episode until a later date, because I don't want to put on a half-assed show, or half-assed, as you Americans like to say. And welcome to all the Americans tuning in, even those of you who aren't in America. Welcome to Russians who are regular viewers of the show, and Europeans, Africans, Australians. Shall I just name all the continents? And a special hello to those in Antarctica. Yeah, you're getting into the bright days, aren't you, in the Southern Hemisphere? Better stock up on that Kodak 50D. My goodness, it's been a week. Let me start with a bit of news for everyone. Yes, a bit of news. Firstly, I am. Oh well, let me go into my box first. Boing! I'm getting faster at it now, which is good. Firstly, I am extremely happy to say that the Straight 8 Film Festival have selected my Super 8 film to be in the top 25 films of the festival screening, which means that it gets a screening. It's going to be another online show this year. But I'm very excited. I'm in the running. I'm in the top 25. They don't do they do a top 8, which I was in last year. I'm in the top 25 this year, which means I must be slipping. But I'm very happy to be part of the screening anyway, and we'll get to see a bit of well, maybe a frame or two of that later. For those of you who don't know, the Straight 8 Film Festival, run by Ed Sayers and Alex Glynn, and probably some other people as well, is a great festival that showcases Super 8 films. And the idea is you shoot your film in order, without any editing, on one roll of Super 8. You send it in to be processed, and they process it, and they see it, and then they put your audio on it, and you don't even get to see what you've shot until the screening, till the premiere. So very excited for that. And if you go to straight8.net, there's the let's have a look. Yes, there's a very nice little compilation film here of all the I don't know if you can hear me. I'll turn that. So there's a compilation of all the films that made it to the top 25. And yeah, all of these shot on Super 8. And it's going to be an amazing show. It's on the 11th of November. On Sunday, 11th of November. That's just in a couple of weeks. About 3 weeks, I think. And you will be able to see my film along with everybody else's online for free on go to straight8.net. And you'll see my film. And these are just little snippets of every single film that was sent in. And my God, if these little snippets are anything to go by, it's going to be an amazing show. All of this done on Super 8, various different negative stocks there. And if you're wondering which one is mine, well, they put it at the very end of the trailer. I don't have a problem with that. Although I was having a slight heart attack when I was watching it, thinking, that's not mine. Oh, I'm obviously not in it. But I am. Let's have a look. I'll show you. I'll forward this bit because it's here we go. You can see mine. There it was. Let's go back a little tiny bit. There's a snippet from my film. There. Whoa, I missed it again. Let's try one more time. There it is. Yes, that is Sean Reynard, my actor, and that is my film, using a technique called Pepper's Ghost, which I went into on a previous show. I've got a little bit of advantage over those other Super 8 people in that I do Super 8 constantly, and I'm always looking for special effects. And that looks amazing. That was on 200T, Kodak 200T, and it was scanned at 2K or something. So, yeah, it looks great. Anyway, so yes, the Straight 8 Film Festival, 14th of November. Well, the 7th of November is the best 8. Yeah, forget about those, because the 14th of November, you're going to see the best 8 and the other 17, the other 17 films. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. And the 11th is a Thursday, the 14th is a Sunday, says Scott Chamberlain. Yeah, did I not say that? Sorry, 14th, Sunday the 14th of November. Yeah. So I'm very excited about that. But before even that, if you live in London, I'm doing a show called Exploding Cinema. Me and the old Exploding Cinema buddies, we show lots of films, short, independent, no budget, high budget, who knows, all sorts of films at the Cinema Museum. And we're really excited this time because it's finally time for a live show at the Cinema Museum, which is this amazing place in London. I'm sorry for all you people who are not based in London or the UK, but we, we're doing these shows on a limited budget. But here's some screen grabs of just some previous shows we've done there at the Cinema Museum. You can't even see, like, we put projections everywhere, and we show a whole roster of short independent films, and they are great. And we have a lot of fun there at Exploding Cinema. So come on down to Exploding Cinema if you're in London. That's on the 30th of October, the day before Halloween. And you can go to the website explodingcinema.org, and you can find out how to where exactly it's going to be and how to get tickets. And you have to be double vaccinated and to show that you've been double vaccinated. So yeah, that's how life is nowadays for us here in the UK. You get your vaccine or you F off. That's basically is how we're running things, which is exactly how we're supposed to be running things, as long as the vaccine isn't got the 5G in it and all that stuff. What else can I tell you? Oh my God, I'm going to be doing more workshops again. Yes, live workshops. Oh, the life is just buzzing here. Now, I've written more dates to be added soon. These are details on the zerobudgetfilmschool.com website, which is right above me here. If you're in the UK, again, go to zerobudgetfilmschool.com and book a place on my Super 8 workshop. We're looking at the 20th, 21st of November. God, it's going to be a busy few weeks. We've got the Exploding Cinema show on Saturday the 30th, and then the Straight 8 screening on the 14th, and then on the 20th and 21st, I think, go to the website for confirmation, I'm going to be doing my Super 8 workshops where I teach all you lovely people how to shoot Super 8 and develop it yourself. I might go a bit further this time and do color and various other very advanced stuff. Maybe I'll do basic stuff on the Saturday and advanced stuff on the Sunday to get you people back in. There's a little still from the last time I did it. That was when we were finally screening the film. Thank God it came out. And yeah, so we are. I am going to be very busy there. So that's the news. What else have I been up to? Well, a friend of mine brought one of these rounds. And this is some of the things I do for professionally, is that people bring their cameras. They've got a Super 8 camera. They don't know what the hell to do with it, or they don't know how it works. They want to be able to shoot expired film and just develop it themselves. So what they do is they bring it to me. I show them how their own camera works, and then we do a few tests on the camera, make sure it's working, and then they go off and shoot Super 8 or standard 8, whatever you want, maybe even 16mm. No one's come to with a 16mm camera yet. Never mind. But anyway, that's something I do, which is something I love doing. And this time, someone came with a Canon Auto Zoom Electronic 1014, or rather a Canon 1014 AZE. Let's have a better picture of that. Oh, that's not. It's the same kind of picture. This is an extremely complicated camera. I'm going to talk about it for a little bit. I don't have the 1014 AZE, but Canon pulled out all the stops here. It was made in 1973, and about, I think, 4 or 5 years later, they made the classic 814 XLS and the 1014 XLS. But this was before that, and it does a couple of things that the XLS doesn't even do, like change your shutter angle, which is pretty cool. And but the problem is the person who brought it to me, they didn't know if the focus was working properly because they had a couple of focus issues. So what I did was I shot a bit. We shot a few tests on this camera on black and white. I'm not going to, not going to waste money on color film just for a few tests. We shot a bit of black and white Fomapan R100, and then I developed it reversal style because we wanted to see it on the projector straight away. And well, shall I show you what we got? Yeah, this is amazing camera. Yes, wicked camera, says Manny. Damn right, it is. It's got an incredible lens. It's got. I mean, it's. This is from the super8wiki.com page. But look at all those weird buttons and functions. A lot of it's stuff you won't really need, like dissolves and fades. That's all this whole middle bit. Up here, there's the shutter angle. It also has a flash sync. It has a remote as well. It's a damn fine camera if it works. Let's have a look. See what the tests look like before we get into the show proper. Where am I? Where have I gone? Boing, here I am. Right, let's have a look. Well, yeah, the problem is with the person who, okay, that's just a bit of, I filmed this by accident, actually. I was just mucking about and didn't realize the cartridge was already in it. Never mind. So the problem is the focus guide in the middle, which was where, yeah, how do I explain this? When things are in focused in the middle, all the vertical lines line up. If they're not in focus, the vertical lines are separate. Okay, so that's not in focus, not in focus, focus. That's in focus, and that's not in focus again. The problem is that the focus guide, as usual, did not quite correspond with the numbers on the actual focus ring. So we had to find out which is lying and which is telling the truth. Is it the focus ring or is it the focus guide? It turned out to be the ring. So the focus guide was not aligned there, and it was aligned there. You can't really see here. They look pretty much the same. At 1.5 meters, that's how it looked there. Now that was, okay, right. Okay, look at the tree. Look at the tree trunk. Never mind the focus guide. This is 10 meters exactly from that tree trunk and the focus guide and the focus pattern there. And the focus guide was not quite aligned. So when we aligned the focus guide, the lens actually said it should be 7 meters. And then 7 meters there, look, the tree trunk is a bit soft. It's a bit soft, so I don't know if it's working. Let's see that again, okay? So this is how to tell whether the camera's working. So tree trunk looking nice and sharp there. And then, yeah, a little bit soft there. So, and again, this is at 10 meters. This is the focus guide aligned. So basically, okay, right, here's another one you can tell. All right, the focus pattern is fine, but look at the that was actually a striped apron, which is behind it. Now those stripes of the striped apron look all right. This is exactly 5 meters away, as the lens said. And then when the focus guide was aligned, there, look at the apron. It's gone soft. It's gone soft again. Even though the focus guide told you this was in focus, it wasn't quite. The lens told me 4.5 meters instead of 5. You know, you may say I'm nitpicking here, but with Super 8, you need all the help you can get with focusing. So it's good to do tests. It's good to do them in black and white. It's good to be able to develop it yourself as well, because then you're not spending a huge amount of money. This is nice. This is interesting here. This was at f2, and then I looked at the instructions on this camera, and it said that if you want to do macro, you need to be at least at f5.6. So it's at f2, and then at f8. There, look at that. That's f8. sharp, pin sharp, pretty much. F8 with a bit more light looks much better. So yeah, we'll be actually touching on this later about the focus problems that can result when your aperture is too wide. Yes. So F8, lovely camera. And that was, yeah, just below infinity. And this next one, that's at infinity. You can't really see much of a difference at a long distance there. However, my client was extremely happy, and I was able to send her off into the world with her camera, knowing that if in doubt, trust the numbers on the lens instead of the focus guide. And this camera was so damn good. I mean, if you ever get a chance to buy one that works, then bloody get it, as long as it's not the £1,000 or something ridiculous. Right. Let's see what else. Now we're rushing ahead here because we've got a lot to get to. Right. Oh, right. Okay, now we're going to have some fun. We're going to look at a camera. Yes, we are. Okay, let's take this off here. Let's put the white background on and the DSLR on. Oops. Now, what camera am I going to show you? I'm actually going to show you a camera which I've shown. Oh, here we go. Yes, it's working. I'm going to show you a camera which I've already shown you on a previous show, but you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. It is my beautiful standard 8 camera, the Canon Cine-Zoom 512. Came out just before Super 8 came out. This is a wonderful standard 8 camera, and it was made in Japan. But not all of it was made in Japan. And there's a clue as to what I'm going to tell you about. I've gone into this on a previous show. I can't remember which show it was, but I'm sure I've shown you this before. If I haven't talked about it enough, maybe I will do a show just about this. So, as we see, it's a standard 8 camera. Nice lens. Not giant lens, but okay. And it's crank wound, okay? So you wind it up with the crank. Right. Where am I going with this? I'll show you where I'm going. I had a couple of problems with this camera. In fact, let's wind it up, and then I'll show you what's going on. And I'm going to get the microphone on it now so we can hear it as well. So, I don't know if you can even hear that, but there we go, yes. Doesn't sound ideal. And let's run it. Yeah, it seems to be running. Seems to be running okay. However, I had problems with this camera when I wound it all the way to the top. Let's do that. Let's wind it all the way as far as it'll go without breaking the damn thing. Okay, that's as far as it'll go. And some noise here, some sound. It's sped up and it slowed down a bit, and like about halfway through the wind, the whole thing sort of gives a jump. Like you can feel it sort of give a quiver inside. Something's going on inside this. Anyway, I did a little bit of research, and I discovered from a gentleman called Chuse Funahara, who is a absolute expert genius about these cameras, that the serial number here, 134486, the serial number will actually tell you where, this is amazing, where the steel from the camera spring was made. Because apparently they started off making these cameras with good Swedish steel in the springs. Apparently early 60s steel, the place to go to was Sweden. And the serial numbers until about 11,000, or rather they start with 11. From then onwards, they started using Japanese steel. Now, is it 11 or 12? I cannot remember, but I know that 13 is definitely using the Japanese steel. Now, I'm sure things have improved in Japan since then. I'm sure their steel is up to snuff now. But back in the day, it actually made the later serial number cameras not as good as the early Swedish steel ones. Now, I had to just take Chuse Funahara's word for this. But I was still on the lookout for an early model of this. And what do you know? I found one, and it wasn't expensive. Here is my new Cine-Zoom 512, and it's in better condition generally. You see, this one, let's have a look at the serial number. And I could tell this. I zoomed in on the eBay auction, and my heart skipped a beat when I saw 10,000, or rather 104,797. That 10, that tells me this camera was made with the good steel in the spring. And so far, I have not had any problems with it. Now let's listen to this one being wound up. Okay. Okay, you heard the Japanese steel. Now here's the Swedish steel. Okay. Is anyone going to tell any difference? I don't know. Oh, it's beautiful. I can tell straight away. And it feels better. I know this is something I can't really show you on through the internet, but it feels better. And it doesn't feel, I don't know, sort of a bit sort of ropey like these Japanese ones. So let's have a side-by-side examination, all right? I've got the space here on my desk. Okay, so Swedish steel spring. Here it goes. Oh, it just purrs, doesn't it? Beautiful. Sounds like an old propeller plane. And here's the Japanese. Yeah, something just went halfway through. Let's try it again. Japanese. Oh, you hear that? Whoop. Yeah, something's not quite right. And the Swedish again. Just a nice straight purr all the way to the end of the wind. Someone called Watch and Shoot is in the house. Hello, Watch and Shoot. He says, spring ASMR today. Yes. Should we do that one more time? Okay. Let's wind it up. I can just tell by touching it, by feeling the action on this spring. Okay. Again, Swedish. Okay. Japanese. Yeah, you hit there was a halfway through. Okay, so anyway, you get the idea. So I'm very happy. I got this thing in its original box with original instructions as well. About £25. So I was so happy about that. 25 quid. Not bad at all. Definitely worth it. I sniped it off someone else who I bid at the last moment. So I got it. Anyway, what are we going to do with this thing then? Well, what are we going to do? What did I do with it? What did I do? Well, let's have a look at some footage. Let's have a look at some footage from this thing. Let's put it away for a second. I'm going to get into some accessories in a sec for these things. Oops, not that. Okay, here's some footage. Here's some footage shot with on the 512, the Swedish one. This is I showed you this last week or last show, and after I shot this robot, there's going to be some awesome camera says, let's hear some American-made springs. I don't know. Who would that be? Bell & Howell? Kodak? I did Kodak last show. It wasn't that good. Right. Here we got some footage. Now, this footage, actually, I think that was shot. This is shot on the Japanese one. Yeah. And then in a second, you'll see some footage shot with the Swedish one. But it's not. That's not what I want to show you here anyway. What we're looking at here, let me pause it for just a second. What we're looking at here is the film stock, because this film stock was 500T, which is not easy to get hold of in standard 8. I had to buy 400 feet of 16mm 500T that was perfed on both sides, and then I had to get it reperfed. In fact, if you see, this is interesting. See, look at the top perf. Yeah, top perf and the bottom perf. They're slightly different shapes, The bottom perf was done by my guy Ed Noel, Aftermarket, and the top perf was done by Kodak. And every other perf was put in there. I mean perforation, for those of you watching in black and white. Yeah, every other perf was put in there for the camera to work properly. And yeah, 500T in broad daylight, it looks a little bit washed out. I did not color correct this particularly well, but never mind. It still works. In fact, in low light, it works better. And here's a shot. Now, remember how this looks, everyone, because I'm going to show you this same angle. This is without, I think, is that without the, okay. Ah, no, okay. Now, this is 500T in Super 8, indoors. And that, I've slowed it down so we can see. This is what 500T is really made for. It is really an indoor film. So it's not one to go to the beach with. In fact, it seems to much prefer lower light. I thought 500T looks okay in daylight, but then, well, wait till you see what I've got coming up. So yeah, that's a nice chandelier. This was at a wedding. This is the only shots I can show you really of the wedding. And yeah, you know, 500T. I think I had the thing in there. The what is it called? The daylight filter in the end. So this is Super 8. You can see it's just much more high definition, really, than Standard 8. I mean, Standard 8, it just looks so much grainier. What's going on there? I mean, I know that the Super 8 gate is slightly bigger than the Standard 8 gate, but really, it makes a huge difference. And this wasn't shot on the Canon, the 500D. What was this shot on? That was shot on my UMIG Mini 5, and that is the next thing I want to show you. I've shown you my UMIG Mini 5 many times before. In fact, I'm going to put myself up on the main screen for this, because what I'm going to show you now is too big to get under the camera. Here I am. Right, I got another eBay find. Hooray! And it also for only about £25. Amazing deal. This, yes. It's in its original box, and this is the outer box. It looks all crappy, this outer box, but that's fine because the inner box is what we want. And if it comes with the outer box, this means the inner box is, you know, a bit protected. And thank God it was, because look at this. Oh my God! What an utterly amazing box, a design. This is like 1970s, brilliant design here. It reminds me of Yellow Submarine. I don't know why. But inside this, it's not like Yellow Submarine. It's just very psychedelic and very colorful. Inside this is called the gift box that it comes in. Comes the... da-da, boom, boom, boom. Oh, God, it's nearly falling out. Okay. Well, it's got the instructions back here. But also, it has its own little case. It made me so happy. Let's get it out. Nearly came a cropper there. It comes in its own little bag. I've been looking for one of these for so long, and unfortunately, with a lot of cameras, you know, if you really want the full set of accessories, you're gonna have to just keep buying cameras that have the accessory. And this one, here we go. Oh, what a beaut! What a beauty! Now it's small enough I can put it under here. Yes, the UMIG. Get me out of the way here. The UMIG Mini 5. I've talked about this many times on shows. I'm not going to go into the whole functions of the UMIG Mini 5. Again, I keep showing you footage from the UMIG Mini 5 because it is so bloody convenient to carry around. The handle comes off for a start, so none of those awkwardly shaped handles. And this will go into a pocket, into an inside pocket. And this one was in pretty good nick, pretty good condition. I actually bought one before this, which had mold all over it, so I sent it back. We have a bit of ASMR now. Let's hear how it runs. Huh. Sounds different when you got a mic up to it. My previous one, which only cost €15 at the Vienna flea market, that that made a funny screaming sound, and the 8 frames a second wasn't working. Otherwise, that other one works. So that's my backup. This is now my primary UMIG Mini 5, and it had its original filter key. This is the filter key. This is really important. This is what you need to take out or put back in the orange daylight filter on this camera. And you stick it in the top. I would rather have had a switch on the camera, but never mind. You just stick it right into the top there. There we go. And now the orange filter, the orange daylight filter, is removed. Otherwise, and this circle here, basically, all the circle is to put your finger through so you can pull it out again. See? It's this square thing that's the important bit, this little square bit here. And if you have a mind to it, you could probably cut this shape out. If you're very careful, you can cut it out of a credit card, an old card, and use that to stick in there. But there it goes, in, out. And I keep it now. I keep it on the end of the hand strap. So I've always got it. Damn thing's not getting lost, not for a while. So my UMIG Mini 5, I love it. And not only, oh, this is the best part. Well, not the best part. This is just a little bonus here. Not only did the thing come with the original box and everything, but it also came with a macro set. If you have a UMIG Mini 5, you're going to get a UMIG Mini 5. See if you can get one of these. They're not expensive because it's a very specialist market. And the macro set, I've gone on into this on previous shows. It's got a whole load of really cool accessories. It's got a macro lens. It's got a shutter release thing, so you can do single frame. It's got this little thing here, which I guess you screw into the bottom. It's got this thing, and you can basically fix this with this and this. You can fix it to the front of the camera, and do all sorts of cool stuff with it. Like I said, I've spoken about this on a previous show. I think it was the accessories show. I'm not sure. Anyway, both of these only for like £25. I'm so happy. That was a great deal. Got myself a good deal. Right. I'm going. Oh, you know what? £25. I would probably have bought it just for this nice soft case. Anyway, right. Let's have a look at some footage that I shot on this this camera. Now, what footage did I shoot on this camera? I shot some very, very special film stock, everyone. Thanks to those straight 8 people who I showed you before, who I talked about before, and thanks to the people at Pro 8mm, who I've had on the show, had both of them on the show. This is what you'd get if you if you build up a few contacts in the Super 8 world. You get this, which is a roll of. Let's focus in here properly. This is a very special roll of film. Let me just focus before we. It even says it says this is a 50-foot. Got torn a bit. 50-foot roll of 250D Super 8 film. 250D, everyone. What the hell? 250D is a stock that normally you only get with 16mm. But those lovely people at Pro 8 and Straight 8 made a very, very limited run of this. What Straight 8 are going to do, what they're thinking of doing, is supplying the actual roll of film for people to shoot on for their festival. Supplied by Straight 8, spooled by Pro 8, processing excluded, fair enough, I do it myself. 250D Kodak Vision 3, color negative, ECN2. So yeah, daylight says you don't need a filter. Tungsten, you need a filter. Yeah, I'm not sure about. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, with color correction, you can do anything. But it's 250 daylight film, which is. I got very excited about that. So let's have a look, see what that looked like. Let's see what that looked like. Oh, before we do anything, well, before I show you what it looks like, I'm teasing you all here. I was interested in this notch here. This notch. Now, this notch, for those of you who are not aware, this notch here actually means something on Super 8 cartridges. And in fact, I'll show you an old Kodachrome 40. Show you the same notch on there. It's a lot smaller. See? That notch there. So that's see if I can get this so that actually you can see it. Okay, so yeah, on the left there, that's 250D. On the right, that's 40 ASA. The wider the notch, the higher the ASA. It's telling your camera what it is. And one way to check this out is to download Friedman Wachsmuth's Super 8 cartridge notch ruler. I don't have the website on me right now, but basically it's just this piece of paper which you print out. You lay it against. Oof! I hope you can even see that. You lay it against the diagram, and the notch. You line up that middle notch, and I know the parallax is all wrong here, but there you see it says 40, and that lines up with the notch there. And if you have 250 there, it lines up with the bottom of the notch there. So that's how we know this is actually notched for 250. So let's have a look at some footage from there, from that roll. I'm probably never going to get another roll of that stuff, so I really made it count. Let's have a look. Now, I actually went to the same seaside town as before, and this is a 250. I was doing some tests first, just to see if it works. And yeah, look at that. Oh, it looks so good. It looks really good. Oh my god! If Kodak made 250D, I might get some as just the grain is finer than the 500. That's that same shot. It looks so much higher definition. It's a bigger gate, finer grain. Those two there. I shot that same shot with and without, and this is on the UMIG Mini 5. That's without the daylight filter. It's looking a little bit blue, and with the daylight filter, it comes out a lot warmer like that. So I don't know. I know it's daylight film, but I might shoot it if I got it again. I might shoot it with the daylight filter because I just like it looking warmer like that. And look at that. Hey, it looks amazing. It looks bordering on 16mm. Lovely stuff. My only gripe with 250D with that particular cartridge, this is at f5.6. Look at that. That's really nice. Congratulations. Lovely colors. Lovely grain. That might be a winner, that stuff. My only gripe with it was that it wasn't exact. There wasn't 50 feet in it. The thing ran out at about 40 feet. And I verified this when I developed it. It was slightly short. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'll whoever's spooling that will sort that out in due course. But you know what? I would take 40 feet of 250D over 50 feet of 50D, if that makes sense. I think it does. Right now, let's see. Sean Hancock Photo Film says beautiful colors. Yeah, Sean, they look damn good. Now. Talking of daylight filters, I wanted to put a daylight filter on this on this thing. God, it's heavy. I wanted to put a daylight filter on it, but turns out this this camera does, of all the great features it has, it doesn't actually have its own internal filter. So that meant that I had to get a filter on the lens. Easier said than done. This filter thread on this camera, and this is good information because this is something that it's hard to find on the specifications. This filter thread is 48mm. And you don't get an awful lot of filters in 48mm. Believe me, I looked. Manuel says that it's a stock that Pro 8mm carries it normally. Do they carry 250D in Super 8? Maybe they do. Maybe they do, but only they can develop it. That you have to buy it with developing. I'm not sure. Anyway, I had a problem because my daylight filter, one I have, is I believe it's a 62mm lens, okay, which doesn't fit. But I got from eBay again, and it wasn't that expensive. It's about 10, 11 pounds. I don't know, probably made in China crap. I bought this, which is this. It's basically every single filter thread adapter going from 49 millimeters all the way to 82 millimeters. And you basically just pull this thing apart. You remove whatever filter thread you need, and you stick it on the camera, and you stick your filter on the other side. I never have to buy another filter again, because if I've got the filter already, I will be able to make it fit on a multitude of cameras, which made me very, very happy. So this thing actually has the filter in it. I don't know if you can see this. Let's see if I put something white here. There, you see, it's the orange daylight filter there. See? So I fit it into here, and then yay, it fits in my Cine-Zoom, which is great, and it even looks a bit more badass. In fact, it was even more badass if I then put this one on the end for sun. Look at that. That looks cool, and it's got the filter in it as well. Can't really see it. Let me see it any better there. Yeah, see. So I am daylight ready with this thing, thanks to these. I also got some other stuff. See, while I was busy, getting all these daylight filters, I forgot to wear my nitrile gloves today. Oh, never mind. I'll show you what else this thing has. This camera came. Let's take all these off. All of these filters off. We'll don't need them right now. Right. It came with this. What's that? This is a Canon C8 tele. We can even see it. Here we go. Canon C8 teleconverter, 1.6 times, and a serial number. Wonder if that was made in Japan or Sweden. And this thing actually fits onto the end of the camera like this, and it provides 1.6 magnification, which I'm going to tell you is not that good. 1.6. I mean, is it? It's not really. Well, let's see. Of course, I've got some footage to show you to see with and without this thing. I don't know if it's worth it. Just get closer to your subject, really. But before I do, I'll show you this. Now I've got those filter threads things. This is actually a UMIG wide-angle lens, a beautiful wide-angle lens that came with a it's UMIG PMA spheric. Aspheric. I don't know what they mean by that. But now I've got those filter threads, I could get it onto the end of this camera as well. So I can get closer, I can get further away, and I can get any filter I want on the front of this thing. So let's see some results of that. Hey, Vladimir Strozub's in the house. Hi there. Hi Vlad. How's it going? Scott Chambers, and was that shot with the Mini 5? Yes, it was. Yes, I'm looking at some of the comments here. Yes, that seaside footage with the 250D was all shot with the Mini 5. Lovely result there. Let's have a look at what all those accessories look like. Let's see. Here we go. So that's the zoom. Whoa, okay, right. I only shot a couple of seconds of each, so we're going to have to just sort of go back a bit here. Let's see that again. So, right, that's with the zoom in thing, with that teleconverter thing. That's zoomed all the way in with that thing, that big chunky teleconverter, and without it, you can only zoom in. Oh, no, that's, sorry. To start with, that was not zoomed in. That was, okay, so this is without the teleconverter. And that's with. Not a huge amount of difference, really. I mean, 1.6 times bigger picture. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. Now, this is with the wide-angle lens. That's with the wide-angle lens on. That wide-angle filter thing. Not a lens, a filter. And without, I think that's with also, it looks like it's got the daylight filter in. It's kind of orange, and that's it without. So actually, I think the wide angle does have more of an appreciable difference there. So you can actually see there's some vignetting in the top corners there. That's the problem with this thing. It does give you a bit of the vignette in the corners there. It's a bit rounded. Never mind. I mean, it wasn't made for this camera anyway, so I'm happy enough with it. And that's without it. So yeah, it does make a big difference. And also, this is 500T again. We're back on the 500T. Tungsten film, everyone, in daylight. This is what happens. This is what it looks like. See that blue kind of sheen? And then with the filter on, there we go. Yeah, much more natural colors. And then I put this really orangey filter on, which you can see. Oh, you can see it behind me if we're going back in here. See those two behind me? I'll get out of the way here. Yeah, so I'm holding in that picture over there. I'm holding the two filters. One was very, very orangey, and the other was a daylight filter. Okay, remember that? So so that was. Oh, it's gone back to the start. Never mind. So that. Oh yeah, there it goes. You see. So wait a minute. Let's have a look. So that's with the daylight filter, and then I put the orange filter. Whoa! Nuclear war. Nuclear weapon. Nuclear weapon. So yeah, I won't be using that again in a hurry. Now here's something interesting. I did a bracket here. I checked every single f-stop, and I've discovered that when the f-stop goes any wider than about f4, we get real problems with the focus. See that? I'm opening up the f-stop. See? With 500T, bear in mind that you're not supposed to. This is all totally overexposed. So it only seemed to really work well when I was at like 8 and above. As you see, there, look at that. That's all. If you saw that, you think, oh, you haven't focused it properly. No, it's not the focus. It's the aperture. If you overexpose the aperture wide open, it goes soft as all get out, as they say. Yeah, not good. And that's going to come back to haunt me in a minute, as you'll see. So yeah, that's like f22 and going to all the way up to f1.2. Not so good, really. I mean, look, I don't know. This is a f like wide open. Yeah, I have no business really shooting 500T in these conditions anyway. It should be for indoors in the dark. My daughter. Now, see that when it went all red? That's because I put a red filter on. Why would I do that? And there's just a f4 or so, and it was just about okay f4. Now, of course, I didn't realize at the time that the color that the focus was going to be so bad if I overexpose it like that. I thought it was just going to get too bright, but no, it doesn't look so good. Now, there are better lenses than that. I think Canon's lenses they made after that were much better. That that 1014 that I showed you before, and the 814 XLS. They're all there's some good lenses. You can go wide open on those, and it still looks pretty damn good. So, where are we now? Yes. So, what I did was, do you remember, those of you who've been watching for a while? Let's see. Do you remember this? Not this. What I did in a previous show is I put red, green, and blue filters over black and white film, and they shot slightly different looking black and white film, which I then tinted red, green, and blue, and then overlaid all on top of each other, red and green and blue, to make a color picture. Go back to, I think I made a standalone film just about this. This is called additive color, where you shoot on black and white film. This is basically how Kodachrome works, sort of. Red, green, and blue layers all coming together to make a color film, and it looks kind of muddy and not ideal, but it works. That is a color picture. Now, did you see what happened there at the very end? I'm going to show that again. It kind of jumped, and the colors went all out of register. Wait, you'll see it in the next shot here. Here it goes. Yeah, see that where it hopped like that. If it happens again, I'll pause it. There. Oh no. Okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to get the actual moment that it happened. There, like that. Okay, so that's where with the red filter the camera jiggled a bit, and so the cameras went all out of register. So what I was thinking was this: what would happen if I got, let me show you here, if I got my red filter, my blue filter, and my green filter, and I put it over color film? Yes, I shot color film with just these 3 red, green, and blue filters. And then I overlaid those 3 on top of each other to make a color picture. Now, of course, what I could have done was just shot color film without any filters, and I would have ended up with a color picture. But where's the fun in that? No, I messed with the natural order of nature, and I shot color. What was it? 500T with green, with red, then with green, then with blue, and I put them all together. And this is what came about when I did that. So firstly, I did that with the 500T film. Actually, no, I did it with 500T and 250 on Super 8. So the 500T standard 8 film, it came out like this. Now, like I showed you, it goes all soft like this when I got the thing wide open. And it's kind of tricky to work out. My daughter's not going to forgive me. I'm just eating stuff. Showing it to the world. It's kind of tricky to work out what your exposure should be, because when I put one of those lenses, like the colored lenses, over the camera, it cut out so much light that the camera told me that it wants to open up the aperture all the way out open, right? It wanted to shoot all this stuff at 1.2. And I didn't realize at the time, but my Canon Auto-Zoom 512, when the aperture's wide open, it goes all soft like this. Not good. What you need to do is actually shoot at the aperture that the camera wants without any colored lens on it at all. So you're actually going to shoot a fairly dark red, green, and blue image, because when you put them all together, the luminance adds up and you get a fully bright enough image. I'm going to show you. Okay, so that is this is on the Canon Auto-Zoom 512, and I opened it all the way up, which I shouldn't have done because I didn't know this was going to happen. There's the red. Now look at the red. It's actually a little bit sharper because I think this was a lower at a higher f-stop. So when I put them all together, okay, you're gonna have to look past all the blurriness. This isn't it, by the way. Here we go. Put them all together. There, see, overlaid them. Now you can only really see what's going on in the corner there, where my daughter was moving around. See, she's kind of yellow in one shot and blue in the other. And maybe see that again. And this is a close-up I did. There's red, green, and finally with the blue as well. Yeah, we got a color picture. It's fuzzy, and the picture, and she wasn't actually moving very much, so you can hardly see the registration. But okay, I got all that done. Was not particularly impressed with the results because, you know, would you be? I demand perfection. So I did it with the 250D, with not the UMIG this time. I did it with the full-on Canon 814 XLS on 250D, and I got the exposure better, and the picture is sharper, and I got this. Here we go, red. Then I did a few brackets just to see the different exposures on the different colors, and put it all together, and I got this. I think I've slowed it down because I didn't shoot an awful lot of it. So yeah, look at that. Cool effects. I shot this 3 times. 1 red, 1 green, 1 blue. I ran in front of the picture. Freaky, psychedelic. And then see, each of me is a different color. There's me all looking blue there. See that again. Now, the thing of it is, what's the thing of it? Yeah. Let's get it back here. Yeah, there's no real reason to do this unless you want to do some cool color registration effects. And I know someone on Facebook showed me he'd done this on video, and it looked pretty cool. The thing is that unlike the Cine-Zoom, which can be rewound, it can play forwards and backwards. That's one of the good things about Standard 8. Super 8, to rewind that is, forgive my French, but it's un grand pain in the ass to do that. I had to do this in a reloadable cartridge, and after every time I shot it, I had to open the cartridge in a changing bag, manually wind the film back. Oh, it was horrible. It was a horrible job. I did it 3 times, and I kept getting it stuck. For some reason, it was not a good day for me with the rewinding. So rewinding Super 8 is a big pain in the bum. But it was worth it because I got this this pretty cool effect here. Look at that. 250D multi-pass, 3 colors registration. Rewinding it twice in the meantime gives you this. And this, I will say, is another tool in my arsenal. Pretty damn cool. Another tool in the arsenal. Manny says, that's a cool effect. Yes, yes it is. It was worth all the trouble I went to. Next time what I'm going to do when I do this is I'm going to shoot an entire roll, then rewind it all. I've actually made a film. It was actually about, doing split screen, where I showed that if you've got a reloadable cartridge, you can rewind it and, by hand, pull it all back and by hand. Yes, and I'll do a whole cartridge and I'll just mix and match all the colors, and I won't go below, say, F4 just to be sure, and we'll see where that gets me. And where did it get me? It gets me to the end of the show. My God, an hour's gone by already. Holy moly! Ah, super magic. People are loving it. Should we see it one more time? One more time. I worked so freaking hard. I'm going to show you that again. So yes, I think I shot the. Okay, that's the. We'll just let it play. It's only a minute. So again, standard 8 500T, overexposed, wide open, no good, too fuzzy. Not the best lens on that. I will shoot higher ASA stuff on that in the future, and then I put them all together. Let's have a quick drink. There's the 3 of them together. Yeah, fuzzy. I'm going to do it again with a lower ASA. I mean, a more closed up f-stop. So here's the difference between standard 8 and super 8. I think if this has taught us anything today, it's that super 8 is basically like higher definition than standard 8. If I got hold of some standard 8 50D, maybe that would look all right. Maybe from the film photography project. Yeah, look at this. Cool. I didn't know where I was standing. I just ran in front of the camera and then ran back to switch it off. I should have done it for longer. It's a lovely effect. Awesome. Bruce Fish says, awesome effects. Thanks, Bruce. Thanks, everyone. You made it all worthwhile because I do this all for you as well as myself. Oh, and that concludes the show, but not quite, because we've got a little treat for the end here. Now, I know I usually show something projected on actual film, but I'm going to be projecting so much when I do my projector show that I'm going to show you something that never even went near a Super 8 camera, because this is not exactly just a Super 8 show. This is all cameras. In fact, I don't think any of what I'm about to show you was filmed on a camera at all. So it's a big departure now, but I have to show it because that's my mate Sean Reynard, who we saw just a minute ago. Oh, not a minute ago, a few minutes ago on my Straight 8 film. Where is he? Let's see if we can get him back here. Well, never mind. He is an extremely talented gentleman, and he made this absolutely hysterical video, which we're gonna bow out on tonight. Hey, Awesome Camera says, yay, that looks great. Damn right. If it didn't look great, I wouldn't put it on my show, because I'm looking for greatness on this show. Anyway, Sean made this, and I laughed so much when I saw it. I just have to share it with you. Do you like the techno music, kids? Well, this is what he made. It's he made it in Germany for, like, I think some Russians, and I'm just going to let it play, let it speak for itself. You'll see why it's so good in a minute when the vocals come in. Jesus Christ. I don't know if he CGI'd this all himself. Here we go.
Late one night I walked down the street. Nobody was around. Straight from the sky, you lit me up. My heart, it started to pound. I start to run, but it's straight behind me.
I didn't even ask Sean if I could play this. He put it on Facebook, so it's
Just tell me who
public
or
domain, I
what you're
guess.
thinking, 'cause I just wanna know. Hey, what's going on?
You ever heard anyone break an auto-tune?
Hey, why do you run? Hey, you in the sky, can you tell me why you're watching me?
Oh, God.
Making me
Anyway,
so scared.
this is that was Ben's camera show, everyone. The next show. I don't even know when I'm going to do the next one. I'm so bloody busy. I've got the Exploding Cinema show, and then I've got the Straight 8 premiere, and then I've got my workshops to do. November's looking a bit busy. It might be to... Oh, God, and yes, and on December the 4th, we're back at Exploding again at the Cinema Museum.
Monsters live.
So you have to go to the website to see when the next show is going to be. I'm looking at maybe late November, and that'll be the last show of the year of season 3. We've finally limped nearly to the end of season 3, and I'm going to do projectors if I've got all the equipment. Otherwise, that's going to have to wait till season 4. But I'm hoping to do projectors because I've got some cool stuff to project. And if not, then I was thinking of doing, bear with me, I was thinking of doing like a Super 8 party where I'm going to open up the Zoom and all you lovely audience people are going to come and join me, and we're going to all just hang out together. Which means, we can all show off our stuff. I was thinking of let's just open it to everyone. Let's all show me what you got. So that's what I'm thinking of, as maybe like a Christmas show or something. And until then, thank you all for tuning in. I've had fun today. You can tell I've had fun because I haven't been umming and erring the whole show. I've not been stressed out. In a way, I have to thank another Benjamin Dietz, for he made an edit of one of my Kodachrome show, editing out all the ums and ers. And damn, it looked much better. But that's the difference between editing and live, isn't it? But I think I've been a bit less hesitant tonight. Anyway, thanks all for joining me. Thank you, Barry. Thank you, Vladimir. Thank you, Bruce. Thank you, Manny. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Watch and Shoot. I'm only thanking the people who commented, but there we go. Oh my God, I should have cut off by now. But thanks anyway. Thanks everyone. I'm just going to play out with this again. Good night, everyone, and have fun with some Super 8. Do some cool shit. Good night. I'm gonna be dancing now.